I do know she's 22 years old and handled all this noise better than most of us would at 42.
Breaking the silence has never sounded so powerful. Iowa's local news station, WOH13, has stepped up to support Caitlin Clark, sending ripples across the basketball community. But why would Time's Athlete of the Year require defending? The answer may surprise you.
Time magazine names Iowa's Caitlin Clark Athlete of the Year. Clark follows Lionel Messi, Aaron Judge, and Simone Biles. No unbiased person sees this as a controversial choice.
Stick around as we unpack this major development. In this video, we'll explore why Iowa's support for Caitlin Clark is a turning point and how it sheds light on the unwarranted criticism she's endured. You'll discover how Iowa's local news is emerging as a voice of fairness, challenging the narratives surrounding her recognition and encouraging the silent majority of Clark's supporters to stand up for their favorite sports icon. Ready to dive in? Let's get started.
Clark is the main reason women's basketball exploded in popularity. She again won National Player of the Year at Iowa while setting the NCAA career and tournament records for points and leading the Hawkeyes back to the Final Four. A week later, the Fever drafted Clark number 1. She led the league in threes, set single and season records for assists, got the Fever back to the playoffs for the first time in 8 years, and won Rookie of the Year.
Picture this. A local news report that's turning heads across the basketball world. An Iowa news station has just spoken out about the Caitlin Clark controversy, and the impact is undeniable. But what drove a local outlet to step forward and defend their hometown hero?
The Time interview has been used to further divide us. Many of the people giving hot takes didn't actually read it, just like some responding to this commentary won't actually watch it.
Here's the deal. Caitlin Clark has faced backlash since being named Time's Athlete of the Year. Critics questioned her worthiness, but a local news outlet stepped up with the facts. National Player of the Year, NCAA scoring records, and leading the Hawkeyes to the Final Four. These aren't just stats, they're history-making.
Basketball Reference says Clark has the most viewed WNBA player page and the most viewed college player page. 50 out of 50 states at Iowa and 50 for 50 Fever. She's the face of women's basketball. Clark's impact on attendance and television ratings is, relatively speaking, unlike anything we've seen. In college, virtually all games sold out. In the pros, games moved to bigger arenas. So why would anyone have a problem with Clark winning Time Athlete of the Year?
But it's not just about the stats. The article tackles the criticism directly, including claims of privilege used to undermine Clark's accomplishments. It flips the narrative, arguing that celebrating her success doesn't diminish others. In fact, it makes a bold comparison, likening her influence to legends like Michael Jordan and Serena Williams, athletes who brought attention to their sports on an unprecedented level. It's a powerful perspective that highlights the magnitude of Clark's impact.
Clark is not the first to make people care about a sport they had previously ignored. Michael Jordan, Serena Williams, Tiger Woods, and Simone Biles all move the needle. They have something in common, too. Talent, dedication, and that special something, the it factor.
So how will this article shift the conversation? It's already standing out as a voice of reason amidst the criticism, urging everyone to pause and acknowledge Clark's incredible contributions to women's basketball. The article wraps up with a call to action, encouraging readers to celebrate Clark's achievements and the positive impact she's making on the sport.
The silent majority in and out of the league appreciate Caitlin Clark. That number should only grow for Time's deserving Athlete of the Year.
Here's where it gets fascinating. This isn't just about defending Caitlin Clark. It's about reshaping the conversation around women's sports. The article argues that a silent majority of supporters stands behind Clark, and this group is only set to grow.
Sport, at its best, is a meritocracy. Clark's logo threes, creative passes, and unquantifiable charisma made her a generational star. On the court, her emotions can get the best of her. Off it, she's been admirably composed.
Is this the end of the Clark controversy? Not by a long shot. In fact, this article marks the start of a much bigger dialogue. While Iowa News is speaking out, there are still surprising voices staying silent, and that silence is about to become increasingly loud.
Well, Washington Mystics owner Sheila Johnson tells CNN it's race. Johnson suggests putting the whole league on the Time cover could have prevented hard feelings.
Remember when being named Athlete of the Year was a moment of celebration for Caitlin Clark? Now it's become a minefield of criticism. The real shock isn't just what people are saying, but who's saying it. As we delve deeper into this controversy, we're about to uncover some uncomfortable truths.
Clark elevated a 28-year-old league to relevance it had never approached. You would think that would be appreciated, especially by an owner who had nearly a third of her team's home attendance come from 2 Fever games.
Let's talk about the backlash Caitlin Clark is facing. It's not just random internet trolls or envious fans. The criticism is coming from within the WNBA itself. Sheila Johnson, owner of the Washington Mystics, recently stirred the conversation. She suggested that spotlighting Clark's success may overshadow the contributions of black players in the league. Johnson expressed her frustration, stating, "I feel very bad because I've seen so many players of color who are equally as talented and never receive the recognition they deserve."
Being great at basketball and white was all the WNBA needed. Breanna Stewart and many other all-stars that came before Clark had qualifications. Do some people gravitate towards someone from their own demographic? Of course. Shohei Ohtani, Coco Gauff, and Nikola Jokic all bring new fans to their sports, just as Clark does.
But Johnson didn't stop there. She took it a step further by opposing the decision to feature only Caitlin Clark on the cover. She argued that Time should have put the entire WNBA on the cover instead, recognizing the league as the lead of the year due to its talent. Her words, "Why couldn't they have put the whole WNBA on the cover and said the WNBA is the lead of the year because of all the talent we have?" are stirring up strong emotions and prompting us to question issues of representation in sports.
Caitlin did not say she didn't deserve to win or apologize for being white. She said she's earned every single thing, which she has, and added, quote, "As a white person, there is privilege." Now you can agree or disagree, but Caitlin's entitled to her opinion too.
Now here's where it gets really interesting. In her Time interview, Caitlin Clark herself addressed the issue of race and privilege. Some critics argue that she shouldn't have raised these issues at all, suggesting she should have simply accepted the award without commenting on race or privilege. However, others are praising her for acknowledging these complex topics head-on. It's as though Clark can't win, no matter what she does or says.
I don't know what Caitlin Clark's politics are, and I don't need to know. I just love watching her play basketball.
Navigating this minefield of criticism is no easy feat for Caitlin Clark. On one hand, she's being celebrated for her incredible achievements, but on the other, she's facing backlash from within the very league she belongs to. Her comments about race and privilege are causing controversy, yet they're also igniting crucial conversations about representation in women's basketball. How Clark handles this delicate balance will be pivotal in shaping her legacy and the future of the sport.
Best basketball player, female player on the planet, and getting everybody into women's sports and women's basketball.
But here's the key. Despite the loud criticism, Caitlin Clark isn't standing alone in this storm. Some influential voices are stepping forward to defend her, and their support could reshape the narrative. If you've made it this far and are enjoying the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications. We appreciate you taking the time to watch this. And now, let's get back to the conversation.
She is in a no-win situation. No win. What? She didn't even say anything that inflammatory. It's the first time she ever spoke, and everyone's like, who supported her before?
The twist nobody saw coming. Legends from across the sports world are stepping up for Caitlin Clark, raising an intriguing question. Why are established stars willing to risk their legacies for a newcomer to professional basketball?
They co-op somebody who is not on your side, never said they're on your side, never want to stand for what you're standing for in the beginning. They're just being them. And that's what Caitlin has done from the jump. So anyone who's mad at Caitlin Clark right now for saying she wants to elevate the league, she respects the players that came before them and know that they put in all the work that allows her to be in a professional league. Yes, that allows her to be in a professional league. If you have a problem with that, you were never a Caitlin Clark fan and you are part of the problem too.